My guest today, Andrew Weaver from lawyer comparison site lawyerfair.co.uk, sharing his experience of the pitfalls and perils of fundraising process.
Now, this is about seed funding, so it's really about companies that are very young, very early, maybe products that are very early. Some of them might not even be in the market yet, and it's about how do you get the cash, and this is the key question here. Traditional funding, you've got an asset of some kind, you've got some market credibility or financials that you can base with confidence what you're going to do. With most people who go for seed funding and most companies and individuals that go for seed funding, you have no track record. Now, the problem with traditional funding and with the very early stage businesses, they won't look at it, they're not interested, because most businesses in this space haven't got, some of them haven't even got revenue, let alone profitability. They probably haven't got any assets at all. So it is very, very high risk stuff in terms of investment. And it's called, there's a phrase for it, it's called the valley of the death. The good news is that the people in this space understand the risk. They understand that you haven't got a lot of traction to show. So they do understand that the things they're dealing with are slightly nebulous, slightly difficult to feel and see. Having exhausted your own funds, and clearly there is a limit to what you and your family perhaps are going to allow you to invest, you'll probably reach a ceiling fairly quickly with that funding. So then where do you go? Well, the two key areas for startup businesses are seed funding, which we're going to discuss in some detail, and increasingly over recent years, crowdfunding. There are lots of stats out there, but generally it's kind of accepted in the investment community that 8 out of 10 seed-funded businesses probably won't survive. So you've got to remember that what you're giving away now and the value that you're agreeing now may well impact on what you can achieve in the future. This is a time-consuming process, raising cash. So again, you need to map out very carefully when you're going to raise it, because it's a great distraction. So we will probably have to go through some of this again in we hope, 12 to 18 months. So you're not in a position of strength from negotiation. So you really want to make sure you're forecasting as clearly as you can. What they're really getting at here is about when you're building a business, build it based on real market feedback, and don't over-engineer it. Don't over-engineer your website until you know that the service that website is providing is one that the market wants. Business plans are the one thing that you should not spend any time on. Does the VC care about the effort that you're putting into it? Probably not. What you should do is do what's called a pitch deck. It's kind of industry speak, but it's essentially a PowerPoint type presentation of no more than 10 or 12 slides that goes straight to the heart of the issues we're talking about here. I probably spent too much time talking to VCs, frankly. I probably was slightly over-ambitious in wondering what I might be able to achieve. Remember, you're cutting a piece of your pie every time you raise cash. Mm-hmm. So ideally, you don't want to raise any seed funding, you want to go straight to the VCs, or Series A, let's call it that. So I perhaps made the mistake of thinking this little business, this little startup without much revenue, with a great idea and a good team could... So I had too many meetings with too many high-level people. I should have started very much at the seed round. I should have focused on a certain amount of cash, which was much lower than that initial expectation. So it was more the type of investor who was or wasn't, as it turned out, interested in me that I probably spent too much time. However, again, it was brilliant learning. Hi, Andrew Weaver from Lawyer Fair, and I've had a great chat with Steve Harland about raising seed capital. The important things to remember and take away are why you're raising it, what is the purpose for it, and make sure that you understand what the route map might be. Don't underestimate the time and the disruption to your own business. Try and operate your business on a very lean basis, because not only do you need to learn from the market and be able to develop from that, but it'll also show in the eyes of the investors how you think. And basically it's about a story. It's about not what you do, but why you do it. And those are the key factors to take to an investor. And if you've got the right team, product, and there's an opportunity there, I'm sure you'll be able to raise the cash.